Apostle Ndura Waruinge is my name, the founder of the Mfalme wa Amani Foundation and the Crusaders for Christ Church. Mfalme wa Amani is foundation, and also I'm the founder of Besma Credit Circle. I'm speaking here from the perspective of understanding the situation, more especially what happened yesterday and what has been happening of late. And this is a page that we normally do, a page of speaking to the president. And we call this page Mr. President. Allow me, Mr. President, to speak to you now. Again, I've been speaking to you, and again I want to speak to you. I've been in prayers because of this nation, and I know you also been in prayers because you're also a prayerful man. You also have a prayerful woman in the name of our wife, Her Excellency Rachel Little. You also have a team that prays with you, and you also have seen just recently you are planning to do a good thing, raising or building a church that is over 1.2 billion so that people in State House can find a place to worship God, which is very good, very important. And this is a wonderful thing, because if you go to Russia, Kremlin is built in an Orthodox altar. If you go to many countries in the world, the Muslim fraternity, we go to Dubai, the Emirates, Saudi Arabia, all nations in the world, their leadership is constructed, is built in an altar. It's founded or grounded in an altar. If you look at the note, the banknote, the currency note of America, it is written, "In God we trust." That is very good. That is very important. But as I look at the things, I am an apostle, a man of God, and I understand. I've been in this country long enough to know when things are right and when things are not right. Right now, Mr. President, things are not right. The other day, several people were killed because they were demonstrating. Yes, it is good to deal with criminals, but also understand they are genuine people who come out to demonstrate. And genuine people are called the Gen Zs. Yes, also in the Gen Z we have people who are doing the criminal job, who are just sent by politicians to go and tarnish the good name or whatever the young people are doing. We saw the craftiness yesterday of Mr. Raila Odinga, who tried to come and sway the youth from what they are doing. Because it has really perturbed many who think and who has always thought that without them, demonstrations cannot be done. That without them, there are many things that cannot happen in this country. That without them, there are things that can't work. Without them, there are solutions that cannot be found. There are people like Raila Odinga who has always thought it is him who has the mandate only to call a civil unrest in the country. But it has appeared to him that this thing does not work. Somebody lied to him and told him that you are a live man who can only be able to call for the demonstrations, that without you, this thing cannot happen. Unfortunately, he has seen, since the rise of the Gen Z, he has seen that the country does not need him. And when he realized something happened, that his power has been taken away, he ran to you and he came, organized a plan, joined your government, broad-based government, which you had sworn that you will never accommodate him. But you chose to accommodate him because he wanted to undercut the prominence of the young people who are self-driven, who are fighting for this nation, who are fighting for what they think is their right. Maybe I'm comfortable, but they're not comfortable. Maybe there is something they want which I don't want, because my age does not allow me maybe to fight what they're fighting for. Maybe they're fighting for a space. Maybe I have a space. Maybe me and you, we have a space that they don't have. That is why they are fighting. That is why they are asking questions. Because I told you last time that these people, they only need an audience. They just want to be listened to. They just want to be just somebody who can talk to them. But instead of Raila seeking to know what is happening, he chose to shortchange them. He chose to betray them. He joined you so that he can kill their whatever they started. That he can kill their motivation. That he can kill the idea that was born in its right time. He came and you together craftily, you formed a government called the broad-based government. You brought in the ODM members and you also brought in some Kikuyu members to come and join your cabinet. Also, you have done a lot of reshuffles, and Gachagua, you booted Gachagua out so that you can accommodate this man called Raila. I saw him yesterday trying to say Sabasaba is his boy baby, that he wanted to join Sabasaba. He wanted to drive all the people to Kamkunji so that he can take the glory as you had crafted in the night before yesterday. You sat down with him and planned what to do. Mr. President, whatever you are doing is all bad because you are trying to cool down. But instead of giving people Panadols or giving yourself a Panadol to kill the pain, why can't you go and really diagnose what kind of a disease that is this? Diagnose and just know what exactly you're supposed to distill. Why can't you take yourself to the lab and be diagnosed so that we can take Kenya to the lab and diagnose Kenya to know what indeed it is that we require as a nation? What are these young people asking for? Look at them. They are fearless. You intimidate them with a gun. They are not worried about the gun. You intimidate them with taking them to jail. They are not intimidated. You have intimidated that you're going to kill them. Of course you have killed them. But none is intimidated. Why might I say you've killed them? The people that you command in the armed forces have done so. So the buck stops at you. You may not have even known, because I said you're a good man that does not understand. Mr. President, whatever is happening around you is a total lie. It's a pure lie. You are lying to yourself that you can be able to stop these people. They have cheated you that let's change the scenario to look like it is a tribal thing. You even chosen that you make sure the violences are meted to people only in the Kikuyu area zones. Githurai, Roiro, Thika, Muranga, Karatina, Nyeri, and many other parts where Kikuyus are. This thing, even if you try to rebrand it, make it look tribal, it won't work. They are lying to you. Your advisors are lying to you. They are not telling you the truth. Gen Zs are tribalist. Gen Zs are not tribal. They are Kalenjins. Gen Zs are Luos. Gen Zs are Kikuyus. But they have decided and chose to live a life that is straight. The problem with these guys, because I tried to understand them, they were understanding why are they, what do they want, what they want? Because people think like they don't know what they want. This is the thing. Because you don't want to listen, maybe you can listen to me for once. That what these Gen Zs are asking, does not even concern you. I don't know why you are panicking. They are asking a generational question. They are also asking their parents. They are asking their mothers. They are asking their fathers. They are asking their father that why, Daddy, do you have 1,000 acres and our neighbor doesn't have an acre of land? That our cousin, your brother or your cousin, you have 1,000 acres of land, but your cousin, your brothers, your relatives are squatters in Mukuru Kwaruben. They are asking, how did you happen? How did you happen to have $1 billion in your account when your brothers, your sisters, and even your neighbors do not have even money to eat? They are asking their parents, why did this happen to you but could not happen to this person? That is the only question they are asking. And this question does not really mean that it is you who is targeted. It is a generational question. They are asking, why are some people so special and others are not special? They're just asking a genuine question. And this question is being asked by both the children from the poor families and the children from the rich families. They are asking the rich families, they are asking, Daddy, why were you so favored than any other in the community? Mommy, why were you so favored that you are able to pay my school fees in an expensive school? The school fees you are paying to the tune of 1 million bob per term. And there, our cousins did not even go to school because they didn't have school fees. That is a question, a genuine question they are asking. They are not up for anything else. They are asking a generation socio-economical question. And this you can be able to answer, because you don't need to be alone to answer this question. You need to bring everybody on board to answer this question, because this is a question that is generational. Why are you killing these young people? Why are they killing under your watch? Don't you think this will come to haunt you, Mr. President? You are mistaken. Mr. President, you need to reorganize, to reassess yourself. Reassess the kind of people you have in the cabinet. Reassess the kind of people you have in the government. Reassess the kind of people you have as advisors. All your advisors are all your enemies. They have destroyed you. They have brought you down. They have made you look like you're a murderer. They have made you look like you're a killer. They have made you look like you are not ready to become a president. Mr. President, you are lying to yourself. You're just lying to yourself. Whoever that is advising you, maybe please give them an off 1 day or 3 days. Tell them, whatever you're advising me, it is not good. It is not okay. Look here. They've advised you to build a church in State House. We know you are crafty. You are trying to lie to us. You are trying to do something and pretending that you are doing this genuinely, that it is a church. We know. Myself, I'm a preacher that deals with altars. I know what you are trying to raise. I know, Mr. President. This one you cannot be able to, I know it, Mr. President. I know and I understand. It is not a church you're building. You are raising a personal altar. Mr. President, tell us the truth. It is your personal altar. And now you have shifted from the political way of doing things, financial way of doing things. Now you have gone spiritual. You have gone ballistic spiritual. You are raising an altar. The church you are building cannot cost 1.2 billion. But there are things that you put in the church. Just like in the book of Judges, chapter number 6, where Joash, the father of Gideon, raised an altar towards a god called the Baal. And then the building was not the problem, but inside there are things that were put there that are worth a worship. And this is what you're trying to do. Raising a worship center, a worship command center, where you will be commanding. The building, the house that you did in Transmara is not 1.2. It is not even 1. It is not even 800. It's around there, 500 million. It's not much. Even the renovation you've done to the State House, the building itself did not cost you that much. But what you are putting inside there, it is what that matters. We know that you are doing something, that you don't want to get out of power, that you don't want to go to retire. You don't want the 10 birra break. I see a 10 birra, I see a 5 birra break, I'm a 10 birra break. No. We know that you are crafting something very dangerous for this nation. We know that you want to rule this nation with an iron fist, controlling the nation using altars, the power of altars. That is why you decided to remove the altar of the Freemason, and now you want to put us into another strong altar to control us, because you will be owning. That is the same reason the bombers. The same reason. Because the reason was Bomas was an altar where anything that happened in Kenya was done in the Bomas. Constitution in the Bomas. Everything in the formation of political parties in the Bomas. Counting of votes in the Bomas. Because Bomas was an altar. You have destroyed it because you want to raise an altar. There, another altar. And now State House, another altar. And you have done all the state lodges. You've raised an altar, an altar, an altar, an altar in 47 counties, just as you did prior to the elections. We understand you. But don't put Kenya into these many altars. We will struggle many years. We will struggle many years to come back. Look at the children of Israel. They went into worshipping other altars, and it took them 400 years, Mr. President. Do not take us that route. We know, I know, you want to lead, you want to rule, you want to be there, you want to die on that seat. You want to be there like Kagame. You want to be there like Museveni. We know that, and I know that. Spiritually, I'm high. My antennas are telling me that is your plan. And for you Christians, Kenyans, and the Muslims and any other person, please, it is not 1.2. It is not the building that matters. Anybody can do. I'm also building a church. I don't know how much it's going to cost me, but I'm building a church. I'm doing a church. Anybody can do it. That is the point of arguing that he has done a church in the State House. That is not your concern. Anybody can do. But this is a land that belongs. The point here is not about the building of the church or constructing something good for the church. The problem is the kind of an altar that is being raised. It is not about the church. It isn't about the building. It is not, because even he has not told us that what will be the name of the church. Will it be a Pentecostal? Will it be a Catholic church? Will it be a PACA church? AIC church? What will it be? Who is the pastor? Who will be the bishop? Under whose fathership will it be? Anybody can do. Anybody can build a church. But remember, State House is a gazetted area. If you have to do anything, you don't use your money to do a building or a development in such a places. The vote comes from the state. The money comes from parliament. The money comes from the treasury. The money is voted and given for that. And that one should be a discussion by every person in the country. Because we have Muslims. Are you doing a mosque there? Are you doing the Buddha thing there? Are you doing the altar for the Wahindis? Will you do the altars for the Gikoyo, Embu Ademero? Will you do the altar for Reggio Maria? Because that is our land. That is the land belonging to Kenya. You cannot do one thing for just one particular section and then you leave the Muslims out. You need everybody. If it is worship, then it will be done. And also, nobody is allowed to do any development outside the vote of the government and of parliament's approval and having a public participation over it. Then we build a church because it is a property of Kenyans. Mr. President, you are not clever. In this one, this time round, you are not clever. There's something you are doing that is mischievously not right. It is not helping you either. It is not making you succeed either. Everything that you are touching on is failing. That is when you go back to yourself and ask a question. Why is everything failing? Why things are not working? Why has people risen up against? Is it because you are good? Is it because you are trying to do something good that people don't want to get into the management of what you want to do? Maybe there's something wrong. Just go retreat, either to Sugoi, retreat to Transmara, or retreat to somewhere else where you have a house. Go stay there for 2 weeks or 1 week without anybody. Don't even allow Farouk to come. Don't allow State House man to come. Don't even allow. I know you drive yourself. Just sneak out of State House. Go and hide somewhere. I know you can cook for yourself. Go stay there. Even Rachel, don't allow her to come. Go stay there and ask what has really happened. What has really transpired. Mr. President, in this matter now, you are not smart. You have failed to know that it is not tribal. The revolution that is in Kenya is not at all. Don't put Kikuyus there. Don't take skirmishes to the Kikuyu area so that the Kikuyu area properties will be destroyed. And then they will feel the pain, they will stop. These people will never get tired. They have money. They can sponsor everything. But one thing I want to assure you, they are not sponsoring anybody. Nobody is being paid. These boys, they don't want, these boys and these girls, they don't want your money. They don't want our money. They don't want anybody's money. You are not smart on this. Handle this case from a different angle. Handle this case from a different direction, from a different dimension. Whatever you are doing is failing you. And it will fail you terribly. And by the end of the day, do you know, during the last demonstration, about 100 people died. 100 to 150. The one that died at the supermarket, it is rumored to about 30 or above. Yesterday, several people have died. And also other beings are killed and then taken away by the police, hidden somewhere or buried somewhere. These things will come to the service. The same people who are doing all these things, the same people who come and confess this happened. And this thing will come to haunt you. It will haunt your family. It will haunt everybody around you. And one day, it will come back to you. And you will really cry alone. Look at El Bashir. Look at any other people. We wouldn't want to go that line. We wouldn't want you to that. You cannot walk freely. Who is walking freely? Jakaya Kikwete is walking freely. And people have been presidents previously in other nations. They are walking freely. Don't be like when Jacob Zuma was taken to prison. It was big shame. Mr. President, you are not smart. Try to be smart. In this game, you are down. John Cena is on you. All the altars that you've raised have been brought down. That altar of State House has been brought down. And for the people of Kenya, because you like yapping, talking without understanding what could be the reason behind Ruto say talking about 1.2. Why had he to mention the 1.2 figure? The 1.2 figure he's mentioning, he's raising the level of the battlefield is shifted from the political level into the spiritual level. That's why I say he's raising an altar. He's lifting and coming up with an altar, which is a little bit bigger. Let me give you an example of this man who killed his own son, who was meant to become the king. And he chose to kill him because of he wanted to win a battle. And when he wanted to when he killed his son, he won the battle. Let me look at it. It is king kills son. Yeah. In the book of 2 Kings, chapter number 3, verse 26 and 27. Let me read it to you. You may think, I know people of Kenya. I'm reading this to the people of Kenya, so you may understand what is really happening behind the scenes. Something bad. You think that is a joke. You think it's something that is just normal. I want to read it to you. Chapter number 3, verse number 26. And the Bible says, when the king of Moab saw that the battle was going against him, when the king of Moab saw that the battle was going against him, this is what he did. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter number 3, verse number 26 and verse number 27. When the king of Moab saw that the battle was going against him, he took with him 700 swordsmen to break through opposite the king of Edom. but they could not. He tried. He had marksmen, the best men. Like now what the government is using, the best men. He has brought people from anti-terrorism. He's brought people from special squads, from the rapid response, from the AP, and the special squads from police, special squads from the army. He has brought them. This guy, he took with him 700 swordsmen to break through the opposite, the king of Edom, but they could not. It was very impossible. Then he took his oldest son. Take it, look at it down. People having prophesied that this thing will come to an end, prophetic words or uttered, because that saying that we are going to win or you are going to win does not mean the prophetic word can be cancelled. It means that that's an open door. Prophetically, or anything prophesied to us does not guarantee you that it will make. It depends on what kind of an action are you going to take towards the prophetic word released upon you. This guy who had 700 swordsmen to break through, but in verse number 27, then he took his oldest son who was to reign in his place. That is point number one. The oldest son, firstborn. See what is happening in Kenya. There is a sacrifice of the firstborns. The Juan was a firstborn, the only son again. There is a sacrifice of this firstborn, but also what adds value on the sacrifice of this firstborn is that he was the one that was being prepared to become a king. Understand this. He was being prepared and was to take over, and offered him for a burnt offering on the wall. He smashed this young boy on the wall and killed, and there came a great wrath against Israel. Immediately he offered his firstborn son, who was to become a king. Those are two things, the firstborn, but also had a value of a king. He smashed this boy on the wall. And that was the change, the dynamic change, the shift. The people who are being defeated, they started defeating the people who are defeating them. That is very tricky for you Kenyans. What Ruto is doing, he's raising the bar of spiritualism in this country. He has realized people have gone to mountains, people have gone to many places to pray, but you are praying mudomo kavu. He is doing actions. Mr. President, you are clever, but some people here are clever. I know it won't work. Please go back to where you started. This is what you are trying to do. It won't work. We have cancelled that construction. We have cancelled everything you are doing. We have cancelled. We are not. The building can say the building does not matter. Does not mean anything. What means is what you've been trying to do against Kenyans. And this is bad because there are people in your government who are doing rituals to make sure that you win. There are people who, remember the guys who went and picked a sheikh in Tanzania, who moved in 47 counties, burying a goat and a calf. Imagine what is happening. What kind of altars are operating underneath now because you brought a sheikh? The people who wanted you to win. There are many things that happened. This is bad. Mr. President, you are not smart. Mr. President, please hear this. Hear me. Just hear me. I'm not forcing you to hear me, but hear me. And if you cannot hear me, there are many other people who are speaking to you. Please hear them. It is important for this nation. Look at this nation beyond you. Beyond 10 years, if at all you're going to manage the 10 years. If you do manage the 10 years, look at yourself. Look at this nation beyond that. We are fighting from demonic altars that were raised by a colonial government, by Sir Evelyn Baring, when they raised altars in State House. This is what we've been fighting. The British government, they raised altars all over. This is what we have been fighting. The Freemasons raised altars all over. This is what we have been fighting. Please, don't think our nation, Father. Please, I beg. Please, man of God. Please, you're a human being. Please, don't seek this nation any further. God bless you, Mr. President.